So guys, welcome to our channel once again. In today's video, we have here these 10 questions to answer on the topic concept of living. So guys, this video will be about organization of life. So in short, stay till the end of this video. So let's go ahead and start with the first question here. It says, a serious disadvantage of complexity in higher organisms is A. High demand for food and energy. B. Little amounts of energy dissipated in functioning. C. Specialization of parts of the body. D. Ability to function in many specialized roles. So guys, the answer to this question is option A. A high demand for food and energy. And that's it for that question. Let's go ahead and check out the next question. Question number 2. So guys, the question here says, Hydra is considered to be at a tissue level of organization of life because it A. has specialized organs and systems. B. has poorly developed nervous system. C. reproduces by budding. D. has numerous cells that perform different functions. So guys, the answer to this question is option D here. A hydra is actually considered to be a tissue at a tissue level because it has numerous cells that perform different functions. So remember that a tissue is a collection of cells, an organ is a collection of tissues, then a system is a collection of organs, and so on. So numerous cells with their distinct functions will make up a tissue. Then numerous tissues with their distinct functions will make up an organ. Then organs will make up the system. So that's just the way it goes. So in the case of a hydra, it is considered a tissue because it is made up of numerous cells that perform different functions. And that's it for that question. Let's go ahead and consider the next question. Question number 3 here, it says, organ level of organization in living things is found in A. spermatozoon, B. water leaf plant, C. kidney, D. virus particle. So guys, the option here that is an organ level is the kidney. So the kidney is made up of a series of tissues, that's numerous tissues. Now these tissues make up the organ, and that's it for this question. The kidney here is at the organ level, and that's the answer to this question, option C. So let's go ahead and consider the next question. Question number 4 here, it says, study the list of organisms below and use them to answer the questions. We have I, hydra, IIO, III, snake, IV, snail. Arrangement of the organisms in order of increasing complexity is A. IV, III, and I. B. II, and IV. C. IV, III, and II. D. II, and IV. So guys, the correct answer to this question here is option C, and that's I, IV, III, and II. So you see that in the complexity, you have to, for you to actually understand complexity well, you might need to also understand evolution well, and both of them actually have a link together though. So the least in the complexity here is the hydra, right, which is the first to evolve among all these if you consider them based on their evolution. So you have the hydra first, and then followed by the snail, which is IV, and then you have the snake, and then you now have the owl, which is like a bird, right? So that's their order. You have hydra, then snail, then snake, which is actually a reptile, and then the birds, which is the owl in this case. So it's believed that the snails that the reptiles actually evolved before the birds, so that's why it's coming first before here. So that's their order of complexity, and perhaps looking at the birds, you see they are more complex than the reptiles. And that's it for that question, guys. Let's go ahead and consider the next question. Question number 5 here, it says, the organism at the organ organization of life is A. Tapeworm, B. Euglena, C. Spirogyra, D. Ginger. So guys, obviously the answer to this question is ginger here, and that's option D here. Ginger is made up of tissues, different tissues, and that's the organism here that is at the organ level out of these organisms listed here. And that's it for that question. So let's go ahead and consider the next question. Question number 6 here, it says, at what level of organization is amoeba? So we have A. Tissue, B. System, C. Cellular, D. Organ. So guys, the amoeba is at the cellular level, and that's it for this question. That's option C here. So that's the answer to this question. Let's go ahead and consider the next question. Question number 7 here, it says, which of these could be regarded as an advantage of complexity in higher organisms? A. Cellular differentiation leads to laws of independence of the cells. B. Cellular differentiation occurs in few cells only. C. There is no cellular differentiation. D. Cellular differentiation leads to internal structural specialization. So guys, option D here is the answer to this question. Cellular differentiation actually leads to internal structural specialization, which is actually an advantage here. And that's the answer to this question. So let's go ahead and consider the next question. Question number 8 here, it says, the diagram below is an illustration of a living organism. The level of organization of the organism is A. System, B. Organ, C. Cell, D. Tissue. So guys, the answer to this question is option C, and that's cell. So that's it for this question. Let's go ahead and consider the next question. Question number 9 here, it says, the basis of growth involves the following processes except A. Cell reduction, B. Cell enlargement, C. Cell differentiation, D. Cell division. So guys, the process of growth, like I'll say again here, involves cell division, cell differentiation, and cell enlargement. So guys, in the process of growth, there is no cell reduction, and option A is the answer to this question. So that's it for this question. Let's go ahead and consider the next and last question. Question number 10 here, it says, which level of organization is Spirogyra? We have A. Organ system, B. Cell, C. Tissue, D. Organ. So guys, obviously the Spirogyra is cell, and that's option B here. So that's the answer to this question. So guys, this is where we'll end this video for today. If you enjoyed this lesson, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're not a subscriber. Also, if you have any specific question regarding this video, you can drop your question in the comment section below, and we'll ensure to give you a response. So guys, we also want to encourage you to join our YouTube channel community by hitting the join button below, and we'll see you right there. Thank you once again for watching this video, and see you on the next one.